Hey, hi students, how are you all? Today we are going to start our sixth lesson of political science, and that is political parties. Political parties, you can see these symbols here, isn't it? Many of them, they must be familiar with you. Yes, here you can see palm is there. You must be knowing whose political symbol it is, isn't it? Yes, of course, it's a Congress. Then here it is BJP. Then here, can you guess? Yes, it's Communist Party. Okay. Then umbrella, find out, and watch clock, you have to find out. Okay. So, my dear students, in this lesson, very interesting part of our electoral system we are going to discuss. If political parties are there, then we can contest election. Okay. What is use of political parties? Okay, so before starting our lessons, let me ask you some questions. Why we need political parties? Means without political party, can't we contest election? Political parties are necessary. In the democratic countries, political parties are there everywhere, or only in India we have political parties. Yes, these questions must be there in your mind. Then, which are prominent political parties of India? Many names will come in your mind, isn't it? It's BJP, then Congress, then Rashtravadi Congress, in Maharashtra Shiv Sena, Manse, isn't it? Many political parties are there. So out of them, which are prominent political parties and which are oldest one, that we will discuss about. Okay, and in our next lecture we will discuss about that, but before that you have to find it out which is the oldest political party. Okay, and who has established it, and what was the historical reason behind it to establish that, and what was the ideology, or still now what ideology do they follow, that you have to find out. Okay, next, how many political parties we can have? If you count on your fingers, you will come to know national parties. There, I think 6 or 7 national parties are there in our India, which are very prominent. Okay, do you remember some names? Yes, just find it out. And if you talk about regional parties or provincial parties which are restricted, confined to a specific area, for example, Shiv Sena, it is limited to Maharashtra. Manse, limited to Maharashtra. They are not out of Maharashtra, isn't it? So in this way, if you calculate national and state parties, there are many, lot of parties are there. Okay. Then how a candidate is selected for being CM and PM? Means political. See, as you know very well, directly we don't give vote to Prime Minister. Okay. How does this system work? As you know very well, first of all, there are 543 constituencies. So for each constituencies, there are 3-4 members are there which contest the election. So for one, from one constituency, out of those 3 or 4 candidate, one is elected, isn't it? So in this way, 543 elected members are there. So from them, we have to see of which party maximum candidates are elected from their territory. Okay, so just imagine, from 543, 300 seats are won by BJP. Then definitely from BJP, chief minister will be there or prime minister will be there. Party itself, they will choose prime minister or chief minister. Okay, so in this way, party itself, with the help of president, prime minister, and with the help of governor, chief minister is selected. Then what if there are no political parties? So all these questions must be in your mind, isn't it? So all these questions are going to get solved in this lesson. Okay, so let's begin. Yeah, see, these are the contents of our lesson. All the stuff of our lesson is in this box. Okay, first of all, we will try to understand what is the meaning of political party. Then what function do they perform, that we will see. And what is the necessity of political party? If they don't exist, what will happen? Okay, then we'll discuss about different political party system around the world. Okay, one party system, two party system, and multi-party system. Okay, so these two things we will cover in our first lecture. Then third, national political parties and state parties. In this section of the lesson, we will see some prominent political parties which are very popular in our India. Okay, and after that we will go towards challenges that political parties have to face. Okay, and in political parties also there is not democracy always, means very few people are there, very few leaders are there which are influential, they are having influence on other party members. So other party members, they have to accept the decision of other prominent members. Okay, so in this way some voices, they are just what we can say, suppressed. So how can we improve that? That we will discuss in this section. Okay, so let's begin our first part. Yeah, here we are. Why do we need political parties? That is our first part of the lesson. And in this, first of all, we'll try to understand what is the meaning of political party. Yes, let's say. A political party is a group of people who come together to contest elections and hold power in the government. Okay, as you know very well, in every political party, many people, they come together. In political party there are three components: one is leader, then active members, and the followers. Okay, what these political parties do, all these followers, active members, passive members, and leaders, they come together to contest election. Why do they contest election? They contest election to get the power. Once they are elected through the election, then they will be holding power, and then they will govern the country, and they will mold or make the laws that they want to make, they want to bring in our country, and they can mold our society or our country by the way they want. Okay, definitely there are some restrictions our constitution has given to them on which they have to trade upon, isn't it? By their wish they can't make any rules and regulations. So this is the meaning of a political party. Political party is a group of people, they come together to contest election and hold power in the government. Okay, that is utmost intention of political party. Okay, and these are three components of every political party, that is the leaders, second the active members, and the followers. So if you see the example of BJP, who are the leaders? Definitely Amit Shah, Lalkrishna Advani, earlier it was Atal Bihari Vajpayee, and Narendra Modi ji. So they are leaders. Okay, and active members, you can see there are different political leaders, cabinet ministers which are around them. Okay, and after that, those who are in the favor of this party and they are doing the work of this BJP, they will be called supporters or followers. Clear? Yes. So here you can see here election campaign is going on. Okay, political leaders are standing here. Okay, on the platform they are giving some slogans, they are giving assurance to the people. You can see how they are putting their policies in front of the people. Okay, and when elections are over, okay, here you can see one couple is there, and when the nation is in peril, means the nation is in danger, then they are asking question, where have all our leaders gone at a time like this? Means to getting votes, to getting power, they were reaching to voters, but when the nation really needed them, nobody was together. See, this picture speaks a lot. Okay, means all these people, they are there to fulfill their self-interest. Okay, nation is secondary for them. Okay, but still because of the pressure of the people, sometimes they have to show that they are doing service. Okay, so this is very what we can say, speaking picture. It gives a big message to us. Okay, next. Yes, now we will turn towards the functions of political parties. What function political parties perform? First of all, they contest election. That is the first function of political party. Of course, they come for contesting election only. Okay, then second, these parties put forward different policies and programs and the voters choose from them. See, every political party has its own ideology, and on that ideas and those principles these political parties work upon. So when elections are being contested or the campaigns are going on, at that time these political parties, they are putting their principles, their ideas, or what they are going to do in future if they are elected, they put it in front of the people by the campaign, by the procession, by giving interview on TVs, by media, by different slogans. Okay, so this is the way that they put the policies and programs in front of the people, and from that voters have to choose which fit them well. For example, let's compare. uh, just take two national political parties, Congress. Now throughout this I will take the example of Congress and BJP. Okay, uh, BJP, Congress is talking about secularism, complete secularism. Okay, but sometimes BJP turn towards Hinduism. This is the difference. Okay, first. Second, uh, Congress uh, Congress is related to the people, means what we can say, it's a hierarchy. If your father was in political party, then you will get the right of that. Okay, what is I'm not getting exact word for that, means the power is descended to his son, again son to grandson, it will be transferred. You can see this in Congress party, isn't it? Earlier Jawaharlal Nehru, then Indira Gandhi, then from Indira Gandhi to Rajiv Gandhi, from Rajiv Gandhi to Sonia Gandhi, and from Sonia Gandhi now you can see it is about to get transferred to Rahul Gandhi. But if you see the example of BJP, in BJP, there is no ancestral hierarchy. Every political leader is from different family background. Okay, so this is the second difference you can see. So in this way, when they put their policies and programs in front of the people, from them you have to choose. Okay, next, parties play a decisive role in making laws for a country. See, in parliament, the political party which is ruling or the political party which is sitting in opposition, okay, they both discuss about any law which comes in parliament, in Lok Sabha. First they will discuss about it, and after discussion they will finalize it. Okay, so in this way they play a very decisive role in making laws for a country. Next, parties form and run governments when elections are over and results are declared. And when any political party, it is declared or announced that this political party has won the election, then they will hold the power. It will be transferred from president to prime minister, or from governor to chief minister. They gave them oath that prime minister and chief minister have how to take. So in this way parties form and run governments. After their oath, they have to bring new initiative innovative programs, they have to initiate new policies. Okay, and they have to give they have to think about the welfare of the society, and they have to give such an environment to the people in which by living they will become happy. Okay, next, fifth function of political party is those parties that lose in the elections play the role of opposition. See, the role of opposition is also very important. Now in 2019 election BJP won election, okay, and Congress lost, but still Congress is very major opponent party of BJP. As you know, absolute power corrupts. as I told you many times, I say many times, power corrupts and absolute power absolutely corrupts. So if whole power is held by a single political party, and if there is no any other political party to stop them, then after some years it will get converted into dictatorship, and whatever that political party says, it will be followed. Then they will not think about minorities and other groups in the society which are not in their political party. They will not take them into consideration. So when this ruling party, they are making any laws, it is very important duty of opposition that they have to oppose it, they have to recheck, they have to investigate the policies and programs that they are discussing about. Okay, so they play the role of opposition. Then 6, parties shape public opinion. See, political parties bring the issue in front of the people, that this is going on in our country, so we have to change it, and we think in that direction only. Voters think in that direction because their mindset is decorated, designed in that way, that they have to think like that. So by these policies and different programs, or we can say ideologies, these political parties, they shape the opinion of the people by their leaders, by their active members, by their followers and supporters. They convey this message. Okay, so these parties shape public opinion. 7th function of political party is they provide access to government machinery and welfare scheme implemented by governments. Many times it happens that a common man, he doesn't want to reach directly to the government officer. He hesitates. So he will prefer to go to the political leader whom he has given vote, whom he knows. He will go to him, he will put his problem in front of him, and then because he feels familiar with that political leader. Okay, so in this way political parties, they get familiar with common man, because common man doesn't know how to tackle with the officers, government officers, so they will reach to political leaders. Okay, so in this, parties provide people access to the government machinery, and these political parties afterwards, they will help this common man to get the access to government machinery. Okay, chalo, fine. Now, necessity of political parties. Really, political parties are necessary? Let's think about it. And as I told, first question I asked you, without political parties, can't we contest elections? If I want to start my own political party, then can I contest elections without? Because I think, means I'm just telling you example, huh? I think that all political parties are corrupted, and I don't want to enter into any political party. So I just want to contest election as an indifferent person, apaksha. Okay. So what will happen if everybody thinks like that? Let's see. Without political parties, no one will be able to make any promises to the people about any major policy changes, because if a person thinks like this, nobody is going to listen him. As I told you, there are 543 constituencies, and we have to think about good of many people, not a single man, isn't it? So you must have group if you want to be listened, if you want to be paid attention towards you, then you must have group. A single man can't do anything. So he can't give the promises to the people about any major policy changes. Then second, elected representative will be accountable to their constituency. The most important reason for this. See, if I am contesting election as an indifferent person, I will be responsible to my constituency only. But what about the nation? Who will be responsible for the nation? There are 543 constituencies. Okay, so if everybody thinks about their own constituency, then who will think about the nation? That's why we need political party, because in political party, from each territory or from each state, somebody must be there, isn't it? So they think about whole nation. As societies became large and complex, they also needed some agency to gather different views on various issues and to present this to government. Okay, because when societies are big, one person can't represent that. There must be there should be a party which will represent their points in front of the government to support or restrain the government, or for making policies, or to justify or for opposing them. We need political parties. Okay, so in this way you might have understood that political parties are very important. Sometimes we feel that they lead to instability, but that is a small drawback. If you keep it aside, you will come to know that political parties are very important. Yes, now we are at second part of the lesson. Okay, how many parties should we have? If you see the geography of the world or history of the world, you will come to know that there are many political parties, or somewhere there is only one party. So briefly, you will you will come to know that there are three types of political party system in the world. First, one party system, which can be found in China. There is only one party, Communist Party, okay, which always wins the election. Means other political parties also exist, but they don't get fair electoral chance to contest the election. You can form your political party, but you don't have fair chance to win the election. Every time Communist Party is going to win the election, and you have to take the permission of Communist Party first to form your political party. So you can see one party system is very bad for democracy. It's not a good option. So at least there should be two parties. So we will move towards two party system in the world. See, in two party system, other political parties also exist. It's not like that there are only two political parties and there are no other political parties. It's not like that. Other political parties also there, and they can also win some few seats, but finally only these two political parties have serious chance to win election and form government. Other political parties, they will win some seats, but major number of seats will be won by these two political parties. So if you see, UK and US, they follow this two party system. In UK there are two prominent parties, Conservative Party and Labour Party, and in US it is Democratic Party and Republican Party. Okay, now let's come to multi-party system. In multi-party system, if several parties compete for power and more than two parties have a reasonable chance of coming to power either on their own strength or in alliance with others, we call it multi-party system. In multi-party system, 2, 3, 4, 5 party, they contest election together. This is called alliance or front. Means before the result of election is declared, they form an alliance and then they contest election. For example, just I think in last election Rajiv Gandhi went to Akhilesh Yadav, okay, and they fought election together. So they come together, then they fight election. Okay, this is called alliance. And when the results are declared and no political party got clear majority, then what they have to do? Again they have to do the partnership with other political party. They have to form government, and this is called coalition. Okay, so in this way in our India we run the government. So my dear children, now you have to answer me, which is the best political party, which is the best party system for the world, first thing, and second, why this difference is there, why one party, two party and multi-party system is there in different countries. So answer me this till I give you answer in my next lecture. So I hope till here everything is clear to you. Thank you so much. Have a nice day.